You've heard this many times, but why do people keep emphasizing the same point? Stop comparing yourself to other people. If people keep repeating it so much, that means it must have some value for you and I. But what is that value? That's what I'm here to show you today. The first thing you need to understand about comparing yourself with other people is that comparing yourself is a tool. It's something that we all have, right? It's built into our human nature to compare yourself with other people. How many times, for example, have you been walking down a road and you see somebody who's about the same age as you and you immediately start comparing yourself with that person? You might not even realize it, but it happens all the time. Now, again, that's not inherently a bad thing. It depends on how you use the tool. For example, comparing yourself to a really intelligent classmate, for example, or an intelligent coworker, that can be motivating because you're trying to get to that level, trying to beat that person. That's good. But in a bad way, it could be by using social media, for example. If you're just mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, for example, and you see somebody's post of him, for example, in an exotic country on the beach, right? Good physique, good life, eating good food, you immediately compare your life with that person. And it's not even a fair comparison because your life is so much worse than that person's life. Or so it appears to be. It's an illusion, right? So imagine what using social media does to your self-confidence. It destroys it, annihilates it, because you feel like you bring no value to society, you have no place in society, right? Because everyone else, or so it appears that everybody else has a much better life than I do, right? So what's the point of me doing anything? And you can summarize all these points with one phrase: I'm not important. So again, comparing yourself is a tool. Be able to utilize it in its correct position. Now, how do you do that, right? The first thing is to compare yourself with yourself. Pretty much try to limit the amount of comparison that you do with other people. The reason is because when you compare yourself to other people, like we already said, it's not really a fair comparison, right? That person has different genetics, maybe different age, different parents, different country, different everything. So many factors that are different, right? But when you're comparing yourself to you, right, it's the same everything almost, right? Just for the record, when I'm talking about comparing yourself to yourself, right, we're talking about your past self short term. Because with long term, you can kind of lose motivation really quickly, but we'll get into that in a different video. For now, we're focusing on short term comparison, right? For example, let's say today I decided to have a really productive day, right? I got all my work done, I meditated, I went to the gym, I did all these good things, I ate healthy, right? So that's a good day, right? If I compare that day, for example, with the yesterday, right? Yesterday I ate junk food, I didn't work out, I didn't really do any work, I just kept scrolling on social media and wasting time. You start to see that my life today was much better than it was yesterday. Now, what does that do to your self-confidence? First of all, you get a boost in self-confidence, not in ego, which is a very important thing. Ego is not the same as self-confidence. Ego is very fragile, while self-confidence is very, very tough. However, it does take much more time to build self-confidence than it is with ego. Now, back to the comparing yourself point, that increase in self-confidence makes you motivated to do the same thing next day. Make tomorrow better than yesterday, or even better than today. It gives you vision. It makes you want to be better. It gives you ambition, and it gives you a goal in front of you, right? A goal that is actually achievable, which is a very important part. Because, again, linking to the social media part, if I'm comparing myself with somebody who, again, it's not a fair comparison, right? That's a goal that I will never be able to achieve, right? So compare yourself with who you were yesterday, not with somebody else. That's one of the rules in Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life. Check it out, amazing book, and see you next video.